In the heart of Way 7T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, if you could, do your boy a favor. Smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Today, we here with the fight breakdown and prediction. Today, we here with the fight breakdown and prediction between Alyssa Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer. Alyssa Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer.
I think we're unique because now it's...
My bad. Alyssa Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer are set to face off on the Clarissa Shields Savannah Marshall undercard. It's taking place this weekend, September 10th. This is one of the biggest fights of the year. I'm good, AB. This one of the biggest fights. This one of the biggest fights of the year. One of the fights that I'm more excited for. One of the more upcoming fights that I'm excited for. Women's boxing doesn't get quite the attention it deserves. A lot because, right, women's boxing isn't as, deep as the men, right? But I think right now we're in the golden age, right? I think we're in the golden age of women's boxing. I think the new women who are boxing right now are very well equipped, to bring the sport of women's boxing, to the forefront. I'm not even gonna say back, to the forefront because women's boxing never really had its just due. You know what I mean? But these two fights that we got this weekend, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, which I'm gonna talk about a little later, and Michaela Meyer and Alyssa Baumgardner. I expect these two fights to be two, if not the two best women fights this year. We had Cameroon and Franchon Cruz earlier, and this one is going to fall right along the lines of that one. Just to give you a little backstory on Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer. Michaela Meyer just won her second belt in the division. They fight at the 130-pound division. Michaela Meyer just won her second belt in the division. She just beat Funduku, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not butchering her name, but I probably am. You know what I mean? He just beat Funduku. She just beat Funduku in an exciting fight. And Alyssa Baumgardner is coming out her highlight knockout win over Terry Harper. And she had one title defense after Terry Harper. The woman that she faced after Terry Harper, her name is eluding me right now, but she did have one matchup after her big knockout over Terry Harper, in which she was successful in, is Alyssa Baumgardner. But right after Alyssa Baumgardner's fight with Terry Harper, this is when this feud between these two great women started. They asked, literally the post-fight interview, right? They asked Michaela Meyer. They asked Alyssa Baumgardner, right? They asked Alyssa Baumgardner, right, who she had her eyes set on. And Baumgardner proceeded to say, I got my eyes set on, the best fights available, whoever that, I could get in the ring out of the champions. And Michaela Meyer released a video of her reaction to what Alyssa Baumgardner had to say. In the reaction video, Michaela Meyer was really adamant that Alyssa Baumgardner never said her name because Alyssa Baumgardner doesn't think that she could beat Michaela Meyer, right? And then that's what started the trash talk. Michaela Meyer started to, troll Alyssa Baumgardner, for a fight, saying that she wouldn't say my name because she didn't want to fight me. Alyssa Baumgardner was also trying to put together a fight between Alyssa Baumgardner was also trying to put a fight together with the IBF champion at the 130-pound division. That ended up, falling through, not happening, and that's what led us to this Michaela Meyer fight. Baumgardner wanted to get the other belt so that this fight between Mayer could be for undisputed. It ended up not happening that way. It ended up not happening that way. So Alyssa Baumgardner decided just to go ahead and fight Michaela Meyer. And Michaela Myers said that she feels like that Alyssa Baumgardner never wanted to really fight her. She's only fighting her because she couldn't get the easy matchup, with the other champion of the division. So it's been a lot of back and forth. I'm not sure if you guys been keeping up with, like the press conferences and the press release between these two women, but it's been getting like it's been getting real intense between the two. Like it's and they actually did shake hands yesterday. You know what I mean? It was one of the most funniest. It was one of the most funniest awkward handshakes I ever seen in my life. Right? I'm sitting there watching these two, and it's like they almost like they're perfect for each other. I'm gonna be real with you. Like this is the perfect storm. You know what I mean? I think it's good for women's boxing. Alyssa Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer and what's happening. I wouldn't. It couldn't have been on a better card than the Shields Marshall card. You know what I mean? It's going to get a whole lot of eyes. You know what I mean on this fight, and deservedly so. And deservedly so. You know what I mean? If you this is going to be one of the biggest weekends for boxing throughout the year. But so this beef between these two has gotten real intense. Just to give you like a backstory to catch you up. You know what I mean? What's good, Tay? My guy AB, Yoda Wise, DS. Appreciate you sliding through. But yes, we got Alyssa Baumgardner. Alyssa Baumgardner is 12-1, 7 KOs, 5'6". They fight at the super featherweight division, which is the 130-pound division. Baumgardner is facing off against Michaela Meyer. Michaela Meyer is 17-0, 5 KOs. She stands 5'9" with a 66-inch arm reach. Of course, also fighting at the 130-pound division. Let's get into Michaela Meyer's resume. I'm going to bring up the camera for y'all so y'all can see, so we can put names to faces. Yeah, it's gonna be a banger, Crush, for sure. It's for sure gonna be a banger. This shit might look like Rayo versus Santos. Y'all tell me who y'all got. Y'all got Alyssa, y'all got Mayer. Kind of feeling like a Mayer, type of day. Here we go. We got Michaela Meyer, right? 17-0, 5 KOs, 32 years old, 5'9" with a 66-inch arm reach. Let's get down so I can put, we can put names to. I hate when my keyboard get to acting up and shit. Well, she just beat Jennifer Hahn. She just beat Jennifer Hahn for the IBF Superweight world title. So now Michaela Meyer is the WBO and the IBF champ. She beat Maria Hamadouche. You know what I mean, for the same strap. And then if you go down, there's not many more recognizable names. Jennifer Hahn, Hamadouche. You know what I mean? Let's see, anybody else work? No. So let's go. Jennifer Hahn. Michaela Meyer beat Jennifer Hahn 18-5, 1 KO. Jennifer Hahn is a pretty good women's boxer. You know what I mean? Former champion herself. Maria Hamadouche, same boat. I had Alyssa, but Maya is more complete fighter now, I see. And has been battle tested. Yoda said upset. Yoda, so you going with You going with Baumgardner, Yoda? Oh yeah, and she beat Maria Hamadouche to gain her belt. Her very first strap did Michaela Meyer. Let's go to Alyssa Baumgardner. Alyssa Baumgardner, 12-1, 7 KOs, right? Her last fight was against Edith Matias, in which she outboxed Edith Matias from round one to the end of the round. You know what I mean? She looked pretty good in her fight. I think that fight was more so to get her ready for the 12-round battle that she's going to be in against Michaela Meyer. Well, the 10-round battle, right? That she's going to be in against Michaela Meyer. It gave her a chance, to shake loose with her, with her boxing ability. I think that was good for her, too, by the way. But this is the big win that put Alyssa Baumgardner on the map. You know what I mean? The Terry Harper win, 12-1, 6 KOs. The longest reigning women's champion up until she lost to Alyssa Baumgardner. You know what I mean? She has she's been in the ring with the best of the best. She's been in the ring with Natasha Jones. She's been in the ring with Nina Bradley. She's been in the ring with she's been in the ring with, some major hitters in the women's division. Is Terry Harper. Alyssa Baumgardner gave her first loss. Did Terry Harper? Let's go scroll down. Alyssa Baumgardner has one loss to this lady. She has one loss to this lady. Right here, 14-2, 16-0. You know what I mean? She's no slouch. Either. She's no slouch either. She's the WBO super lightweight champion of the world right now. So there is no shame, in losing to a former champion. Their loss was a little earlier in Baumgardner's, career. You know what I mean? A lot of these women, they get these opportunities early and they can't really not take them. You know what I mean? So they take them. And she only lost by split decision. She was very, very inexperienced at that time. She's not an Olympian. That was her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th fight. You know what I mean? So she's 12-1. She lost her 7th fight. So she's on a 5-fight win streak right now. You know what I mean? I think this fight has all the makings of, a fight of the night. I think this fight has all the makings of fight of the night. It has the story, it has the talent, it has the personalities. They have a history now, they have a history now, you know what I mean? Because the build up to this fight, these two women have done a beautiful job in the build up to this fight. Alyssa Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer. Now I'm gonna tell you how both guys can win. Right, I'm about to get into the breakdown. I'm about to get into the breakdown portion. You know what I mean? Of the fight. I'm about to tell you how both women. I call them guys, right? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. I'm about to tell you how both women, can win this fight. What both women will have to do to be successful in winning this fight. Now I'm about to give you the odds on it so we can get into it. I'm about to give you the odds, the Vegas odds and everything, so you can know where I'm coming from and where they're coming from as well. So let me go to my bookie. To my bookie. I'm getting these odds for you. Y'all do your boy a favor if you're in here and you haven't, because you smashed that like button for your boy. Don't know if it's your first time, but if you could, not make it your last time, do your good boy a favor and subscribe to the channel as well. Really appreciate everybody coming through. I'm going to the odds right now so I can let you guys know what we're looking like. Alyssa Baumgardner is the underdog in this contest. She's the underdog in this in this contest. She's a pretty sizable underdog too, if I might say. Like, I'm surprised that she's such a big underdog. Alyssa Baumgardner, like I was saying earlier, Alyssa Baumgardner doesn't have Olympic background. She doesn't have Olympic pedigree. You know what I mean? So coming into this, I would expect Michaela Meyer to be the favorite, and she most definitely is the favorite in this fight. She Alyssa Baumgartner is, I'm trying to tell y'all the odds so we can know exactly. I don't want to tell y'all nothing wrong. September 10th. We got, where we at? Here we go. We got Alyssa Baumgartner and Michaela Meyer. So the first thing I noticed, right? The first thing I noticed when I come to this screen is that Alyssa Baumgartner, her odds went down a little bit. Like she was a bigger underdog at first. Now she's still an underdog, right? She was a bigger underdog at first. She's still an underdog. Alyssa Baumgartner is plus 190. Michaela Meyer is minus 294. You know what I mean? So although the odds for Baumgartner went down a little, she still is a big underdog going into this fight, right? And since I'm a gambling guy, right, just to tell y'all, Alyssa Baumgartner is a plus 191 against Michaela Meyer. But, I'm a gambling guy, right? And when she faced off against Terry Harper, Alyssa Baumgartner was like a minus 800, right? So before they really knew about Baumgartner, they was really up on her. They had a minus 800 versus Terry Harper. But I noticed this fight against Michaela Meyer, and Michaela Meyer is much better than Terry Harper. They're giving her a better chance against Michaela Meyer than they did against Terry Harper. Now she's still a big underdog in both fights, but she was a huge underdog versus Terry Harper. Like a huge underdog. She's a bit smaller underdog in this fight with Michaela Meyer, but still a sizable underdog. Just for reference, right? You will have to bet. You would have to bet $296 on Michaela Meyer to win 100. And if you bet a dollar on every dollar that you bet on Alyssa Baumgartner, right, you could win $19 off that $1 that you bet. So every dollar that you bet on Michaela Meyer, you would have to bet $26 to win $1. But every dollar that you bet on Alyssa Baumgartner, you will win $19 for every dollar that you bet on Baumgartner. Just to kind of put it into perspective a little bit, for my non-gamblers, right? But let's get into the breakdown portion of this. What's good, Josh Sanders? Appreciate you sliding through this, done, Josh. If y'all could do your boy a favor, smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate it. But in this fight, the higher pedigree boxer, right, would be Michaela Meyer. For Michaela Meyer to win this fight, Michaela Meyer is going to have to go in there and she's going to have to do what she always does, right? And that's control the fight, control the pace, outbox her opponent, use her jab, be long, be strong, be vicious, throw a lot of punches. That's Michaela Meyer's recipe. Again, she has that Olympic pedigree. So she's a highly skilled woman in that ring. She has one of the best jabs in women's boxing. Borderline, right? I would say that maybe she has the best jab, right, in women's boxing, right? Strictly from a jab standpoint, Michaela Meyer may have the best one. The question about Michaela Meyer, does she have the dog in her? Can she get down and dirty? Can she get gritty with it? And in her last fight against Jessica Hahn, she showed you that, she does have that dog. She can get down and gritty with it. And I think, that answered a lot of questions on Michaela Meyer, for the people. But in this fight, right? And it's going to sound a little crazy, right? But in this fight, I don't want Michaela Meyer to display her dog. I don't want Michaela Meyer to go in there and prove to us that, she's a dog. She could take a punch. No, she's not just, a pretty girl that likes to box on the outside. I believe that last fight, it was warranted. I believe, yeah, the last fight, it was needed. That was the question, can she do that? And she showed us her last fight that she could. You know what I mean? Now, she wasn't, and I believe that she was successful in that because, she wasn't in there with a fighter of the style of Alyssa Baumgardner because we all know that styles make fights, right? Styles make fights. Uh, Michaela Meyer last style, she fought outside of herself. She fought on the inside when she was normally an outside fighter, but she did that to prove a point to the people, right? And I like it. So I know that she possesses that gritty and that dog in her. But in this fight, I think she will be playing right into Alyssa Baumgardner's if she go in there, trying to out, if she go in there trying to out muscle Alyssa Baumgardner, going there trying to be tougher, trying to be better, trying to be bigger than Alyssa Baumgardner. I think that plays more into the hands of what Baumgardner will want. You know what I mean? Because I feel like one, power for power, one punch for one punch, Baumgardner is the stronger of the two. Michaela Meyer has 17 fights and 5 knockouts. Now Baumgardner has 13 fights and 7 knockouts, right? You know what I mean? Baumgardner's first 5 fights was like 5 straight KOs. You know what I mean? And then after her first loss, she started getting decisions, but she's back on the knockout train with the Terry Harper stoppage. Her fight after Terry Harper, she boxed to 12 rounds, but I think that was more so of her, right? And now I'm switching to Alyssa Baumgardner what she need to do. Michaela Meyer just need to do what she always does, control the fight on the outside, keep it a clean fight, keep it a smooth fight, and she gonna be a-okay. She can't get sucked into the personal vendetta. Michaela Meyer, she can't get sucked into the beef. She can't get sucked into the dog fight with Alyssa Baumgardner because that plays right into the hands of, Alyssa Baumgardner. She increases Alyssa Baumgardner's chance of winning this fight if she placates to her style of the inside fighting of the I'm the bigger woman, I'm the bigger person. You know what I mean? I think she needs to stay away from that kind of fight, and she needs to make this a boxing match, a skill type fight, not a will type fight like she did in her last fight. Alyssa Baumgardner in her last fight, she answered a lot of questions as well too. You know what I mean? Because we all was anticipating, Bumgarner and Mayer. And the question for Bumgarner was like, the question for Mayer was, oh, does she have enough dog to be able to beat Alyssa Bumgarner? And she answered that in her last fight against Jessica Hine. The question for Alyssa Bumgarner was, can you box good enough to compete with Michaela Meyer? Can you stay disciplined behind your stick? Can you use head movement? You know, can you do you possess the Olympic pedigree even though you weren't an Olympian yourself? Would you be able to box with Michaela Meyer? In Alicia Baumgartner's last fight, she didn't come out aggressive. She didn't come out looking for the knockout or anything like that. I think she went out there to prove a point as well, just like Michaela Meyer. 2 different points, right? But she went out there to prove a point as well that yes, I could box, I could go 10 rounds, I could stay disciplined behind my jab, I could stay disciplined behind my work. And that's exactly what she did. Alyssa Baumgardner, she came out there and she showed her boxing ability and her boxing skills in her last fight. Both fighters had something to prove in their last fight. Michaela Meyer wanted to prove that she had that dog in her that she could bang. Alyssa Baumgardner wanted to prove to people that she's not just a dog and a banger and that she can box as well. Both fighters are coming out pretty much the biggest wins of their career. You know what I mean? For sure, the last 2 fights that each of these fighters have had have been the toughest and the biggest test of each of these fighters' career. And they both passed these fights with flying color. They both passed these fights with flying color. And this is one of the fights I had did a Super 16 show with the women's boxers. 8 women's. I said 8 women's. 8 women, right? 16 women, 8 different fights. and we have gotten about 5 out of 3 of those fights to happen this year. This will be the 5th one. This is one of those fights, Michaela Meyer versus Bumgardner. I kind of saw this. I saw this into fruition. I spoke this into fruition. You know what I mean? When it didn't look too good, but now we're here. This has been a long time coming. Like I was saying, both women have been preparing for each other, since the last fight. This is going to be a battle of styles, right? This is going to be the battle of the this is going to be a battle of the boxer versus the puncher, and who could implement their game plan, or who could land their shot the best. You know what I mean? I think we're going to see two women, come out here and leave it out on the line. I think we go see two women who have respect for each other, right? But two women who really don't like each other. We're going to see two women who more than anything wants to shut up the other lady. Now watch some of these press conferences. I'm telling y'all know exactly what I mean. If you watch some of these press conferences, these women right here, there is no love lost between these two women. I'm getting into the prediction stage of my video, and then we go talk about the heavyweights, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Andy Ruiz, and all that shit that's going on with them. But in this fight, I can see it going two ways. I see this fight going two ways. I see Alyssa Baumgardner not being able to get inside on Michaela Meyer, right? I see her not being able to get inside on Michaela Meyer, and Michaela Meyer being able to pick apart Alyssa Baumgardner all night. You know what I mean? I don't think that she has enough power to knock out Baumgardner necessarily, but she does have enough skill, and she does have that great jab to where she could pick Baumgardner apart all night. Just use her boxing ability, her Olympic pedigree, and she could just coast to an easy win over Baumgardner. You know what I mean? And the second way I see this fight going is I see Alyssa Baumgardner, you know what I mean, being able to counteract Michaela Meyer's boxing with her improved boxing and her head movement, and being able to counterpunch Michaela Meyer and make her pay for it, when she throws her shots, countering Meyer counter, and Baumgardner is the stronger puncher. Maybe she lands one of those shots, that knock Meyer loopy, or maybe she land one of those shots that can hurt Meyer, put her in survival mode or something like that. Baumgardner has shown improved body work over her last, couple fights, improved boxing and improved body work. Michaela Meyer has also shown improved inside game. You know what I mean? Over her last 2 fights. My thing is, what's good, D Free? Appreciate you sliding through this, young D Free. Glad you could make it. My thing is, I see Michaela Meyer being victorious in this fight if she doesn't let Baumgardner win the psychological battle. If she don't get sucked into a dogfight, then I see Michaela Meyer winning this fight with her boxing ability. But if this fight gets personal and it turns into a brawl instead of a boxing match, I got Baumgardner, possibly stopping Michaela Meyer. But I'm getting to my prediction stage of this, and I've been going back and forth with this fight for months, y'all. Like, I've been keeping this thing right here on lock. I've been keeping this fight pick a secret. I ain't been telling nobody. Just to give y'all a little background, when Alyssa Baumgardner fought Terry Harper, not many people even knew who Alyssa Baumgardner was. Not many people was even up on Alyssa Baumgardner, and Alyssa Baumgardner was a plus 800 underdog. You know what I mean? That means you bet 100 and you win 900s on Alyssa Baumgardner. And I picked Alyssa Baumgardner in that fight to knock out Terry Harper, and she knocked out Terry Harper, and I won myself a nice amount of money. You know what I mean? That day on Alyssa Baumgardner. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there. But in this fight, I'm going to have to pick Michaela Meyer to beat Alyssa Baumgardner, and it hurts my heart to say that because I'm pulling for Baumgardner, but I think Michaela Meyer is going to be able to control this fight with the distance. Now, I hope I'm wrong, right? I hope that, Alyssa Baumgardner will be able to counter be able to catch her, counterpunch Michaela Meyer, maybe get a stoppage or hurt her or something like that, which will put her in the fight. But I think Michaela Meyer isn't going to let her emotions get the best of her. I think Michaela Meyer isn't going to let the moment get the best of her. And I believe that she's going to stay disciplined to her craft and her game. And I believe that she's going to be able to outbox Alyssa Baumgardner. I'm gonna go 6 rounds to 4. I'm gonna go 6 rounds to 4. Michaela Meyer over Alyssa Baumgardner in a highly competitive fight. What's good, Curtis Swell? Curtis Swell. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Curtis Swell. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in, whether you're for a good time or a long time? If everybody in the building could do your boy a favor and smash that like button. But I just made my prediction. I'm going with Michaela Meyer, 6 rounds to 4. Split decision win over Alyssa Baumgardner in the upcoming fight this weekend, September 10th. What's good, Boxing MMA 365? Shout out my G Boxing MMA. Glad you could make it. Just got through with my Michaela Meyer and Alyssa Baumgardner prediction. I got Michaela Meyer 6 rounds to 4. Split decision win for Michaela Meyer in an interesting fight. Maybe could be fight of the night. I'm doing Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall fight breakdown and prediction, a little later on today. So I'm not gonna say too much about that one on this stream. But I think this fight right here is going to most definitely be a banger. I think it's going to be two. I think we get 2 main events in one night. Michaela Meyer and Baumgardner and Shields and Marshall. I think we get 2 main events in one night. And I'm going to be so locked in this weekend, y'all. Shit don't make no sense. I'm excited. Boxing is back. We got the best women, 4 of the best women's boxers in the world in the same building at the same time. Shit gonna be a doozy. Michaela Meyer, 6 rounds to 4, split decision win over Alyssa Baumgardner. It hurts my heart to pick against Alyssa Baumgardner, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope Alyssa Baumgardner proves me wrong. I really hope she does. I picked her against Terry Harper against all odds, but Michaela Meyer is a younger version of Terry Harper. And I think Michaela Meyer, her jab and her pedigree may be just a little too much, a little too early for Alyssa Baumgardner. You know what I mean? So Michaela Meyer, 6-4, split decision win over Alyssa Baumgardner. Now that we got the hard part out the way, man, the heavyweight division is losing its fucking mind right now. Have y'all been paying attention to all this shit that's going on in the heavyweight division? So we here for the heavyweight roundup this morning. Brother G5 will be on at the end of the hour. So we go cook for about another hour. You know what I mean? Then we go pass this thing on along. You know what I mean? But let's talk about the heavyweight division for a second. And the reason I put heavyweight roundup is because it's a lot to talk about, right? Andy Ruiz just beat Luis Ortiz in a fight where I feel like I'm gonna talk about that later too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say that one because I want to talk about how Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz fight looked a lot like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury won, but in this fight, the guy with the knockdowns actually won his fight. 14-11, 14-11, 13-12, right? The guy with the most knockdowns actually won his fight. He's supposed to. I agree with, but I'm gonna talk about how, Andy Ruiz got his win and Luis Ortiz outboxed him every single round, every single second that he didn't get a knockdown in. But they told me that Deontay Wilder had a draw because Tyson Fury outboxed him every round, even with the knockdowns, right? So why the hell didn't Luis Ortiz get his draw? Because he most definitely outboxed Andy every single round outside of the times where he got knocked down. You know what I mean? So I'm going to talk about that a little later. But on this particular video, Baumgardner was bad at that way. Yeah. St. Louis Mix said, top of the morning, my bro, T and family in the chat. Smash that like button, family. Appreciate you sliding through this, John St. Louis. Glad you could make it, pimp. Shout out my guy, MP, what the fuck? TWT in the building. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that, John, a little later, St. Louis. But to stay on course, right? So Andy Ruiz just beat Ortiz in a title eliminator, right? Deontay Wilder is number one in the WBC. The WBC said the winner of Helenius and Deontay Wilder. The WBC said the winner of Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius would uh, be put in a title eliminator for the WBC to be Tyson Fury's mandatory, right? So that's one. So that's one side, and that's one aspect of it. The other aspect inside of the heavyweight roundup is Tyson Fury, right? So he's officially decided that he's not retiring, right? It was talked about that he will fight Alexander Usyk in December. Since then, Alexander Usyk came out and said, "I'm not trying to have a quick turnaround like that to fight in December. You know, I've been in war. I came straight back to a fight. You know, I need to rest, need to get my mind right, and we could fight next year." Tyson Fury blew the fuck up. Tyson Fury wanted no parts of that. He hated that idea. He said Alexander Usyk is a scared little bitch. Those are in the words of Tyson Fury. He said Alexander Usyk is a scared little bitch and he doesn't want to fight. So Tyson Fury has since turned his attention to Anthony Joshua. Now, me personally, I've been telling y'all for the longest, Tyson Fury was never going to fight Alexander Usyk, right? Because he's all about, the money fight and all that good shit. He don't care about belts. He's all about, the money and whatnot. I didn't think he was ever going to fight Alexander Usyk, right? But I guess that gave Tyson Fury the out that he needed because Tyson Fury said, well, since Alexander Usyk don't want to fight, I'm making me a fight offer to Anthony Joshua. So now Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are in talks about a fight for all British UK showdown. You know what I mean? My guy Boxing said Tyson is a trolling bitch. Right. So now, right, the talk is Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua in December. You know what I mean? For all three straps. Now I tell you this. Now I say this. Tyson Fury said that he was going to fight Derek Chisora first. Then he said he was going to fight Alexander Usyk. And now he's saying that he's going to fight Anthony Joshua. Man, I don't know who Tyson Fury is going to fight, but I tell you this. It's looking real. It's looking real like Tyson Fury not like he really don't want to fight. It's like he said, "Oh, I'm gonna fight Chisora. Oh, I'm gonna fight Usyk." Now it's Anthony Joshua. Now the other two fell through. Let's see how the talks with Anthony Joshua go. One thing for sure, I tell you, if Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua can't come together and make a fight happen, Tyson Fury most definitely gonna have to retire because if he can't make a fight with Anthony Joshua, there really aren't that many big fights left for him to make. But what I want to kind of slow it down and go back a little bit. Because I had mentioned the WBC making Robert Helenius and Deontay Wilder the mandatory for Andy Ruiz, right? But let's check this out. If the WBC makes Wilder, let's say they make Wilder the mandatory, right? But if Deontay Wilder, since Alexander Usyk is free for next year, if Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk, you know what I mean, could come together and strike up a deal, then Wilder could most definitely forego that WBC eliminator because then he will have three straps and not just that one that Tyson Fury has. With the win over Robert Helenius, Wilder will be ranked in the WBA as well. So he could go that WBA route or he could go straight to Alexander Usyk in the fight for next year. Because yes, Alexander Usyk would much rather fight for undisputed, right? But if Usyk would rather fight for undisputed, right? But if Tyson Fury say he go off and he do his thing, right? And let's say Wilder does beat Robert Helenius, if Wilder and Alexander Usyk go straight into talks for a big fight, then get the contract signed, the deal worked out. Whether Tyson Fury, becomes free after December or not, if Usyk and Wilder are already locked into a fight, Tyson Fury is just going to have to wait for undisputed till after they finish because they're already into it. Contract. They already have a contract. So if I'm Deontay Wilder or Team Wilder, I'm jumping on this opportunity to try to get in that Alexander Usyk sweepstake. I'm trying to get Alexander Usyk on paper right now for a fight next year. After he fight Robert Helenius, my first goal will be, if I'm Team Wilder, is to get Usyk on the line and get Usyk in for a fight for all three straps. You know what I mean? That's the type of time that I will be on if I'm Deontay Wilder. Forget that Andy Ruiz type deal, right? If Tyson Fury said he not gonna fight Alexander Usyk, I'm going straight for the neck. I'm going straight for the jugular. And Alexander Usyk, if I'm Team Wilder, you know what I mean? The heavyweights have been doing a lot of shaking and moving. It's a lot of moving parts. Can y'all do your boy a favor? 9 people in the beginning. Can I get all y'all to smash that like button? If you ain't smashed that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that bell icon so you can get all the notifications when we come on to talk this good boxing. You know what I mean? If you just sliding in, I picked Michaela Meyer to beat Alyssa Bumgarner 6 rounds to 4, split decision win. And now we talking about, the heavyweights and how things are starting to shake out. You know what I mean? My guy Josh Sanders. My guy Josh Sanders said, T, he knows how Fury acting like Ryan Garcia, calling names just to stay relevant. Y'all noticed that? Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I have noticed that, man. That's why I don't believe nothing Tyson Fury say. I know for a fact if he can't get this fight going with Anthony Joshua, though, he never fighting again. I know he never fighting again. Yeah, boxing MMA, sneak in and steal the shot. You know what I mean? Get in where you fit in. Like if Tyson Fury want to play, because I told y'all, Tyson Fury is about the money. He don't care about them belts. He want to fight Anthony Joshua because it's a UK fight. It's one of the bigger fights in the UK. It would give him the biggest bag. Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, one of the two, right, are still the biggest names in heavyweight boxing. 1 and 2, whichever way you want to put them in, you can put them in it, whatever way you want to put them in. But those guys are 1 and 2, 1A, 1B, however you want to do it, Wilder and Joshua. So I very well do believe Fury would much rather fight Anthony Joshua than Alexander Usyk, because Fury is the type of guy who give a fuck, about no belts. But Wilder fights for legacy. You know what I mean? Wilder fights for more than just himself. So I think this is a golden opportunity for Wilder, who's already had the WBC belt, right? I think this is a golden opportunity for Wilder to try to get the other 3 straps that have so avoided him for so many years, a la Anthony Joshua having them, right? You know what I mean? So and then we got Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce about to fight pretty goddamn soon as well. You know what I mean? In the IBF title eliminator. So you got Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce fighting in the IBF eliminator. The winner between Wilder and Helenius is going to fight Andrew Ruiz in the title eliminator. But in the perfect world, we could skip all that. We could end up getting shit Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury in for the for the WBC strap in the UK, and we could damn near get Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Usyk for the other 3 straps. Imagine a year next year. Imagine a year next year where we get Anthony Joshua. Imagine a time, right, in boxing where we get Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and then in December, and then the summer of next year, right, we get Deontay Wilder versus motherfucking Alexander Usyk for 3 belt unification. You know what I mean? That'll be, that'll be major. And in the perfect world, that's how we'll get it. I'm glad that the heavyweight division, is back, and I see that. I think we're about to have a heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world soon. I really do. Lennox Lewis was the last undisputed heavyweight champ. I feel like in this time we will get an undisputed champ, and I kind of feel like that it's going to be Deontay Wilder, because I believe that Tyson Fury, right? I believe Tyson Fury will actually retire before he fight Deontay Wilder again. You know what I mean? I think if he used to get that Anthony Joshua fight, Tyson Fury most definitely would retire. I don't see Tyson Fury, continuing the box, because the Anthony Joshua fight would take care of him financially. If we know how Tyson Fury get when he get taken care of financially, he'll mess around and he'll disappear. You know what I mean? So Tyson Fury isn't really a reliable guy. You know what I mean? So I like the idea, right, of AJ versus Fury. I guess even though AJ coming off some losses, make it happen. It's heavyweight boxing. Make it happen. Let him fight. But what idea I like even more? I like the idea of Alexander Usyk facing Deontay Wilder, for the titles. for the titles. And then we got Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce in the mix as well. So it's been a lot of talk going on, and Andy Ruiz has been on this, Deontay Wilder tour for months. He's been calling out Wilder, for months. Even when Wilder was retired, I thought it was kind of weird how Andy Ruiz, kept calling for his name. He said, "I'll break out the checkbook and sneak Wilder in that motherfucker." That would be massive. Oh yeah, facts, brother. Yeah, facts. I very well could. I very well could see that happening. I don't think it's outside of the realm. It will be up, to Alexander Usyk if he wants to or not, because Alexander Usyk hasn't really said much about Deontay Wilder. Alexander Usyk actually stated that if he couldn't fight Tyson Fury, that he would be inclined to retire. Then he just said that he didn't want to fight again until next year, right? So I'm not ruling out the possibility of him actually being able to fight Tyson Fury, right? But it's probably not going to happen this year. And if it's not going to happen this year, right, Wilder has a fight coming up next month. I very well, could see a scenario where Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk, get into negotiations, right? Possibly make a fight happen for next year if Usyk is willing. Usyk hasn't really said Wilder's name too much, right? But, my feel is if Tyson Fury is to get this Anthony Joshua fight, shit, that he's going to return anyway. So Alexander Usyk may have to end up fighting Deontay Wilder anyway or retiring. But I feel like this is a perfect storm right now. You got Tyson Fury, acting like, Ryan Garcia. First he fights Chisora, then he fighting then he fighting Alexander Usyk, and now he trying to fight Anthony Joshua, right? So you got him in limbo right now. So while Fury in limbo trying to figure out what he want to do, Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk most definitely would. We could get Joshua, AJ, we could get Joshua and Fury and Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Usyk. And I think that will be the silver lining. I think that will be the best play, right? Let the UK handle their business. What's good, Nazay? Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Nazay. Let the UK handle their business with Fury and Joshua. And in the meantime, let Deontay Wilder and Usyk, shake out. Those are the only fights we didn't see. We saw AJ fight. Alexander Usyk. We saw Fury fight Wilder. We ain't never seen Wilder versus Usyk or AJ Fury. Mix and match it. Let's really see who the best heavyweights, right? And let's say AJ and Tyson Fury fight. Let's say Tyson Fury beat AJ, right? Let's just say for conversation, right? For conversation, let's just say that Usyk beat Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Now it will be time for Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk to fight. And now it will be time for AJ and Deontay Wilder to fight. You know what I mean? Figure out that top four. So just because this is heavyweight boxing, just because it's not for a belt, don't mean, it wouldn't be interesting, especially if we do like a round robin like that, where we have all the top four guys face off. You know what I mean? That'll be in whichever combination to go. If Wilder knock out Alexander Usyk, you know what I mean? We fuck around and get Tyson Fury versus Wilder 4. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be, against that either. Type deal. And with how Wilder was good, D-Man, appreciate you sliding through this joint. Glad you can make it. And with how Wilder, looking right now, he look in great condition. Like he ain't got all that muscle and shit like he had the last time, right? Well, how he looking right now, I think Wilder gonna be, a tough task for anybody to beat. It was a harder fight for Fury to win, right? When Wilder was smaller in that first fight, when he was boxing, when he got the multiple knockdowns, and they called it a draw, but they gave Luis Ortiz his multiple knockdowns, and they let that shit ride. I pay attention to stuff like that. But y'all, I ain't now I'm gonna go about another. I'm gonna go into the hour mark, and then I'm gonna set up for my video later, because I wanna see if y'all notice what I noticed. We can talk about a little bit right now. You know what I mean? But I want to see if y'all notice what I noticed. This fight this past weekend, right? We on the heavyweight. We talking about heavyweight roundups. I want to ask y'all a question. I got 13 people. I like I got 13 people in here. I want to see what y'all think. He said, I like your thinking. Someone needs to tell Al because he had 50 million for Canelo. He could do Wilder and Usyk for around the same amount. That was a hard one. With all that bullshit he was doing. Yeah, facts, D-man. Facts, D-man. So this, I want to ask y'all a question. Did y'all know this, like, right? Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury in the first fight, right? Now I'm just going by what was said. I'm going by the field and the conversation around the fights, right? Strictly the field and conversation around the fights. What people were saying. People said that fight was called a draw because Tyson Fury won every round, right? All Wilder did was knock Tyson Fury down. So that's why the fight was a draw. Right. So let's just say for a second that is true. Let's say that reason is justified. Right. So Luis Ortiz outboxed Andy Ruiz every single round of that fight. Now, D-Man, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm saying let's say it's true. That's what people saying. That fight was called a draw because Tyson Fury outboxed Deontay Wilder every round, even though Wilder knocked him down twice. That's what they say, right? Now, my thing is, off of that, did Luis Ortiz not outbox Andy Ruiz every single round? Luis Ortiz won every single round that he didn't get knocked down in. And that second knockdown wasn't even a real knockdown. The first one and the last one was a real knockdown. The second knockdown wasn't even a real knockdown. You know what I mean? But let's stay on it, right? Did Ortiz not win every single round of that fight that he didn't get knocked down? Ortiz did. But the judges gave the fight to Andy Ruiz 14-11, 14-11, 13-12. A close fight. I agree. The fight was hella close. It was a hella close fight, right? But they gave Andy Ruiz the win. Now, my thing is, which is what I'm going to talk about a little later. I ain't going to get too in-depth in it right now. Now, my thing is, if the judges could see that, Ruiz, he won that fight because he knocked him down 3 times. So how did Wilder not get his win? You guys gave Wilder a draw. And the same thing happened in the Ortiz versus Ruiz fight. So why didn't Ortiz get his draw? You know what I mean? Boxing is a funny sport, man. And the more and more that I look at it, I already know. I ain't gonna say I feel. I know. Like, and people could say what they want to say. Oh, excuses. Well, you can call it what you want to call it, but I ain't one of them dudes who act like the whole world is just white and black. Everything's straight down the middle. Everybody is, going to do everything the right way. Just looking at how everything is shaking out, how this shit looking, I really do feel like that there was a grand scheme to get that title off of Deontay Wilder, because there's no reason that Deontay Wilder shouldn't have won that first fight like Andy Ruiz won his fight this weekend, and it been no fucking saga at all. I think they made that fight a draw because they knew that Deontay Wilder would want to fight him again. They called that fight a draw because they had to come up with a plan to get that strap away from Deontay Wilder. And I really do feel like that. And that decision, the other day for Andy Ruiz, which I agree with, I think Andy Ruiz did win that fight because he got those knockdowns, right? Now Ortiz could have made it a draw, right? But he got those knockdowns, and that's what separated, the scorecard. And I feel like that Deontay Wilder should have got that same, the same scoring. He should have got that same, sentiment because of those knockdowns that he landed on Tyson Fury. And he landed a knockdown in the championship rounds. Ruiz had a knockdown in the 7th round. Deontay Wilder had a fucking knockdown, in the 11th round or something like that. He had a knockdown in the 11th round in the first fight, and he still ended up getting a draw. But I ain't gonna get too in depth on it right here. You know what I mean? But it was hard not to, especially with it being a heavyweight roundup. But I'm most definitely gonna talk about it. A little later, make that comparison. Only because that shit kind of bothered me a little bit. Like I'm seeing stuff, right? I'm noticing things that I really don't want to notice. I'm noticing things that I wish I didn't notice. About my sport, about this great sport of boxing. Like it's a lot of corruptness, going on, and I don't really like. And eventually, this is going to come out. Eventually, all this is going to come out and hit the light. It's already starting to come out and hit the light if you pay attention. Why you think nobody ever talks about why Tyson Fury can't, come back to America? Anybody ever wonder why Fury can't come back to America? Why ESPN never talk about Fury coming back to America? Or you know what I mean? Type deal. But it is what it is, man. We in for some great fights this weekend. I'm gonna hit you with the Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall fight breakdown and prediction. I'm gonna hit you with my Wilder Andy Ruiz comparison. Wilder Ruiz or T. I'm gonna hit you with the comparison between that later, and I'm gonna hit y'all with an informational T a little later. But just to give y'all a recap, I got Michaela Meyer winning 6 rounds out of 4 rounds versus Alicia Baumgardner this weekend in that fight. I think it's gonna be a tight fight, but I think it's gonna be a battle of styles. Michaela Meyer in her last fight showed that she got dog and she could fight on the inside. Alyssa Baumgardner in her last fight showed that she could box and she could stay disciplined within her skills. I think it's gonna be a tight fight all the way through. Either fighter could win. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that Alyssa Baumgardner goes out here and she shocks the world again, just like she shocked the world against Terry Harper. But my first mind and my first thought, I'm going to have to go. And this was hard for me because I really didn't know who I was picking in this fight before I came on this video. What's good, Charles Granger? Appreciate you sliding through this jump, Charles. Glad you could make it, pimp. Glad you could make it. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all smash that like button for your boy, whether you're here for a good time or a long time? I got 11 people in the building, 27 likes. Can I get 3 of y'all to smash that like button for your boy? You know what I mean? I ain't gonna keep y'all up here too long because I got some more, teas to push out and to do. With that being said, Alyssa Baumgardner, Michaela Meyer. I got Michaela Meyer 10-4, split decision. We skim the hard away sudden T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm not, look.